The asteroid field was silent except for the faint hum of the boy's ship thrusters. Jagged rocks floated in slow, eerie arcs, casting long shadows across the metallic hull. Inside, the boy worked in quiet focus, tightening a loose panel on the ship's control console, while a low growl echoed behind him. The growl wasn't threatening, it was a reassurance. The dragon, coiled around the ship's ray stabilizers, watched the boy with eyes like molten gold, tail occasionally flicking to adjust the ship's orientation. Its scales shimmered under the faint starlight, shifting from deep emerald to glimmers of copper. "You're too calm for me," the boy whispered, glancing at the dragon. "Something's coming." The dragon's head tilted, nostrils flaring. Its ears twitched toward the distant darkness beyond the asteroid belt. A faint vibration in the hull alerted the boy, the presence of another ship. And not just any ship. A piercing light cut through the void, followed by a ripple in space, a vessel unlike any he had ever seen. Sleek, black, with jagged edges that seemed to scrape against the fabric of reality itself, it drifted closer. The boy's fingers tightened around the console, his pulse quickening. "Not here, not now," he muttered. From the alien ship, a voice boomed over the void, distorted but dripping with arrogance. "Greetings, travelers. Step aside. That ship belongs to me." The boy froze. His hand hovered over the controls. He knew that tone. Confident. Mocking. Overconfident. "Step aside," he echoed under his breath. Does he even know what he's saying? The alien's laughter filled the void, strange and metallic. "Sir, my dragon friend owns this ship." The alien barked again, clearly unaware that it had just insulted more than one secret guardian. The boy's dragon hissed, a soft, warning sound that made the ship's hull vibrate. Its wings shifted, making the shadows dance across the interior like moving flames. "He has no idea," the boy whispered, a smile creeping onto his face. The alien didn't realize the truth. The ship was bound to the dragon's energy, responding only to its commands. "Ready?" he asked. The dragon lowered its head, eyes narrowing. A deep, resonant hum emanated from its throat, vibrating through the ship's frame. The boy felt it in his bones, the ship recognizing its true master. This was no ordinary flight. Suddenly, the alien ship surged forward, cutting through the asteroid field like a blade. Lights flared on its hull as it readied some sort of attack. The boy's hands danced across the controls, activating the ship's defensive shields. Sparks arced across the console as the shields absorbed the first wave. The asteroid field, once a quiet haven, became a deadly obstacle course. The alien fired again, narrowly missing a massive rock. The boy tilted the ship, skimming past jagged edges with precision only he and the dragon could manage. "This way," he whispered. The dragon's wings extended, brushing the interior walls. With a surge of energy, the ship seemed to respond to the dragon's subtle commands. Its thrusters flared brighter, skimming closer to asteroids, weaving through the chaos with impossible agility. The alien's laughter faltered. "Impossible," it shouted. "No one can." The boy smirked. "No one, apparently, except us." In a split second, the ship twisted, spinning between two enormous asteroids. The alien tried to follow, but misjudged the distance. A smaller asteroid clipped the alien vessel, sending it veering off course. Alarms blared across the alien ship as it scrambled to regain control. The boy leaned back in his chair, eyes still on the viewport. "Think he's learning yet?" he asked, not really expecting an answer. The dragon let out a soft, triumphant growl, curling its wings around the ship's hull like a protective shield. "You have no idea what you're messing with," the boy said under his breath. "This isn't just a ship. And it isn't just me." The alien's voice returned, trembling with frustration now. "Identify yourselves. Who commands that ship?" The boy chuckled, shaking his head. "If he only knew," he muttered. His hand brushed the dragon's snout, a silent connection passing through their bond. The ship hummed in response, energy flowing through its circuits like lightning through veins. The alien could feel it even without seeing it, the difference in power, though he couldn't comprehend its source. And then, almost like a whisper against the void, the boy spoke to the ship. "Hold steady. Let's see how far you can follow." The dragon's eyes gleamed brighter. Its tail lashed once, sending a subtle pulse through the ship's core. The boy grinned. Time to teach him a lesson about underestimating dragons, and their friends. As the alien ship struggled to keep up, the boy and his dragon disappeared into the deeper shadows of the asteroid field, leaving behind only a trail of light and a growing sense of dread in their pursuit. The secrets of the dragon ship were far from revealed, but the chase had begun. And somewhere in the dark void, the alien swore he would uncover the truth. But the truth was dangerous. The dragon and its boy were more than a team, they were a force the galaxy had forgotten, waiting to remind it of their power. The asteroid field faded behind them as the ship surged through the void, guided by the dragon's subtle signals. Stars streaked past, distant suns casting silver lines across the hull. Inside, the boy's hands rested lightly on the controls, his mind far from the chase. He leaned back, glancing at the dragon, who now coiled around the ship's core like a living engine. "You've never told anyone," he murmured. The dragon's eyes flickered, gold to amber, almost as if responding to the unspoken question. Its low hum vibrated through the ship, a sound older than anything in the boy's life. He remembered the first time he saw the dragon, not as a companion but as a force of nature. He had been no older than 10, wandering through the ruins of a forgotten planet on the edge of the galaxy. The air had been thick with ash, the sky bruised with storms. And there, in the center of a crater, the dragon had emerged, scales glinting like shattered emeralds under a blood-red sky, eyes piercing yet calm. Most children would have screamed. He had just stared, transfixed. "You knew, didn't you?" he whispered to the dragon now. "That you'd bond with me?" A low rumble echoed in response, almost like laughter. The bond was immediate, unspoken, and unbreakable. The dragon's presence in his life changed everything. It taught him to sense the pulse of the universe, the hidden currents in space, the subtle vibrations in ship hulls, even the faintest shifts in someone's intent. It had trained him in ways no human academy could. "Pilot skill alone won't save anyone," he muttered. "It's the bond. You, and me. Together." The dragon's tail tapped against the floor, sending a vibration that felt like agreement. The boy closed his eyes, remembering the long months of training. Nights spent gliding through asteroid belts at impossible speeds. Days of synchronized exercises that tested every reflex, every instinct. The dragon had a patience that no human could match, and a power he was only beginning to understand. Flashbacks came in fragments. A volcanic planet, lava rivers slicing through blackened rock. The dragon hovered midair, wings spread wide, its body glowing faintly. The boy had to navigate a course over rivers of molten rock. One misstep, and they'd both be ash. He had failed, over and over, but the dragon had never once lost faith. "Learn from failure," it seemed to say. "Trust the bond. Trust yourself." He remembered the first time he touched the dragon's scales deliberately, feeling heat and strength flow into him. That touch had been more than physical, it had connected their consciousness, syncing their reflexes. It explained why, today, in the asteroid field, the ship obeyed their commands like a living extension of the dragon itself. And then the memory shifted, lessons in stealth and strategy. The boy had been taught not only to pilot ships but to read opponents. Every alien or human adversary they faced was a test of intuition and patience, more than brute force. The dragon had guided him, whispering lessons in ways he could only understand in retrospect. Now, as they moved farther from the alien pursuer, the boy realized how few in the galaxy knew the truth. Not the mercenaries, not the galactic councils, not even the most feared bounty hunters. "This ship, it's more than metal," he murmured. "It's alive. It knows you. Knows me. Knows us." The dragon's wings flexed, a subtle pulse that resonated through the ship's frame. Energy rippled along the conduits, the lights on the dashboard flickering in time with their bond. The boy smiled faintly. He was beginning to understand it fully. The ship wasn't just a vessel, it was part of a lineage ancient and hidden. One that had existed long before the current galactic empires had drawn borders in the stars. "You've been keeping it hidden," he said aloud, almost to himself. "All this time, the power we hold." The dragon's eyes glowed brighter for a moment, then returned to their molten calm. The connection was more than companionship. It was a pact, a promise, a secret neither of them could ever reveal, until the right moment. A warning beep cut through the memory-laden silence. The boy's fingers snapped to the console. The alien ship had regrouped, still pursuing, though now with obvious frustration. "Still trying, huh?" he said, amusement coloring his voice. The dragon let out a low growl, wings flexing again, sending the ship into a sudden evasive maneuver. The alien's weapons fired, but this time, the boy felt no fear. He understood what his training and bond had given him, an edge, unseen and unstoppable, hidden from those who underestimated them. He glanced at the dragon and whispered, "Soon, they'll learn. Soon." The dragon rumbled, a deep, resonant vibration that felt like a chuckle. Together, they surged forward into the endless darkness, moving with precision and grace no one else could match. The alien vessel, confident just moments ago, now struggled to keep up. And as the boy sat back, letting the bond guide their ship, he realized the truth. The galaxy was about to discover that some secrets were not meant to be uncovered easily. Not when dragons and their chosen pilots were involved. Somewhere deep in the void, the dragon's ancient energy pulsed through the ship, an unspoken promise. Their power was only beginning to awaken. The alien ship, jagged and black like a shard of obsidian, hovered at a distance, its engines pulsating with unnatural energy. From the viewport, the boy could see its crew, if they could be called that, twisting and shimmering in forms that no human mind should comprehend. The alien itself, tall and armored, leaned forward at the command console, laughter now replaced with focused fury. "You will not escape me," the alien shouted through the comms, voice metallic and distorted. "I will claim that vessel, and you will answer for your defiance." The boy's fingers hovered over the controls, a wry smile forming. "Defiance," he muttered. "We haven't even started playing yet." The dragon's wings stretched inside the ship, brushing against the hull with a soft, metallic scrape. Its eyes narrowed, molten gold flickering to deep amber. The boy felt the energy thrumming beneath his feet, power coiled and ready, a force no alien had yet witnessed. The alien fired first. A barrage of energy beams tore through space, each one aimed to disable the dragon ship. The boy twisted the controls, the vessel weaving effortlessly between jagged asteroids. Sparks showered from minor hull grazes, but the dragon remained unflinching, tail lashing against the ship's frame, sending a pulse of energy that stabilized their flight. "Not bad," the boy said, his voice almost casual, though his heart raced. "But you're in my territory now." The alien's laughter returned, darker this time. "Your territory? In the void? Foolish child. You underestimate me." With that, the alien ship surged forward, breaking the usual rules of physics. Gravity shifted, space warped around it, creating distortions that threatened to pull the dragon ship off course. The boy gritted his teeth, feeling the familiar surge of tension. This was what the dragon had trained him for, not just piloting, but reading the currents of the cosmos itself. "Now," he whispered to the dragon. The dragon's wings flexed, brushing the interior of the hull. A wave of energy rolled through the ship, and the boy felt it respond to them as one. He tapped into the subtle bond, guiding the vessel through the alien's distorted currents with precision that no human pilot could achieve. The alien's eyes widened, something about the way the ship moved was unnatural. "Impossible," the alien hissed. "No one, no being, can maneuver like this." The boy smirked. "You clearly don't know dragons." For a moment, the asteroid field around them became a blur. The ship twisted, spiraled, and glided with uncanny precision, as if it anticipated the alien's every move before it even happened. Beams of energy grazed past the hull, lighting up the interior with flickering, strobing light. The boy's hands moved almost instinctively, each motion in perfect sync with the dragon's subtle guidance. Then came the test the alien had been waiting for. A cluster of massive asteroids formed a gauntlet, a narrow corridor that no ship could pass through without being destroyed. The alien grinned, confident that the dragon ship would falter. "Try this, then," the alien shouted, and unleashed a chain of energy barriers that twisted around the corridor like living walls. The boy's eyes narrowed. "Hold on," he said. The dragon let out a low rumble, wings extending to their maximum. Energy cascaded across the hull as the ship seemed to stretch and bend, responding not just to the boy's commands, but to the dragon's will. The barriers flickered as if alive, sensing the dragon's power and hesitating. With a sudden surge, the dragon ship twisted, rolled, and dove through the gauntlet. Sparks showered from the edges of the barriers, but the vessel emerged intact, gliding smoothly into open space beyond. The alien froze, shock written across its strange, shifting face. What is this?" "Your guess is as good as mine," the boy said, voice calm but laced with a thrill. "But here's a hint, you're way out of your league." The alien's attacks grew more frenzied, desperate. Energy beams, missiles, and gravity distortions all fired in chaotic waves, yet the dragon ship danced through them like a phantom. Every move the boy made was guided by instinct, honed through years of training with the dragon. Every maneuver seemed preordained, as if the ship itself anticipated danger. The dragon's presence was the secret, though. Its low hum resonated through the ship, amplifying every system, every sensor, every thruster. Its ancient energy flowed into the metal, giving the boy reflexes beyond human limits. The alien could not comprehend it, the very essence of the dragon was integrated with the vessel. Finally, in a moment of exasperation, the alien fired a concentrated beam aimed directly at the dragon's position. The boy acted instantly, diverting power to shields and twisting the ship in an impossible arc. The beam struck an asteroid behind them, exploding in a shower of debris. The alien recoiled, disbelief clear in its metallic voice. How are you still alive? The boy leaned back, hands resting lightly on the console. I told you, he said softly. We haven't even started playing. The dragon's eyes glowed brighter, molten gold blazing like fire. Its wings flexed again, sending another pulse through the ship. The alien's ship trembled slightly, an unspoken warning. This battle was far from over. The void around them returned to its eerie silence, but the tension remained, thick and electric. The alien had seen a glimpse of power it couldn't measure, a bond it couldn't break. And the boy knew that the alien would be back, stronger, faster, more determined. But he didn't fear it. Not while the dragon was with him. Not while the dragon ship obeyed their command. Let them come, he whispered, more to himself than anyone. They have no idea what's waiting for them. The dragon rumbled softly, a sound like distant thunder. Together, they vanished into the endless darkness of space, leaving only the alien's stunned gaze behind. The challenge had been met, and survived. But somewhere in the stars ahead, greater trials waited. The void stretched endlessly ahead, but this time, it wasn't empty. The alien ship loomed closer, its silhouette jagged, engines flaring with determination. Its earlier arrogance had given way to something sharper, calculation. Every maneuver the dragon ship made, the alien attempted to counter, but the boy in the dragon had anticipated this escalation. Inside the dragon ship, the boy leaned over the console, eyes fixed on the approaching enemy. It's time, he whispered, almost reverently. Time to stop hiding. The dragon's wings flexed, brushing the hull with a low, resonant hum. Energy pulsed through the ship, not just in the circuits but in the very frame. The alien's senses must have registered the change, though it couldn't interpret its meaning. What are you doing? The alien's voice rang through the comms, tinged with alarm. Stop this. Identify yourselves. The boy's fingers moved over the controls with calm precision. Identify yourselves, he echoed. You're about to. The ship responded to the dragon now in full. Panels along the hull glowed faintly, running intricate circuits of light, forming patterns that shimmered like living veins. The dragon let out a long, deep rumble, and the ship answered with a vibration that echoed through space. It wasn't just metal, it was alive, and it recognized its true master. The alien's laughter faltered. What is this? The boy's eyes met the dragon's. In that instant, the bond was undeniable. Thoughts, instincts, and energy flowed between them as one. The ship surged forward, spinning, twisting, and accelerating far beyond what any human or alien vessel could achieve. The alien ship struggled to follow, its engines straining, its form shuddering. You see, the boy said softly, this ship doesn't belong to you. It belongs to us. And it's been waiting for the right pilots all along. A flash of movement caught the alien's attention, an aura surrounding the dragon, like fire coiled in shadows. The alien's senses went haywire, unable to comprehend the energy pouring from the creature. No, it can't be. Yes, the boy whispered, his hand steady. It can. The dragon's scales shimmered in the faint light, energy rippling like waves across the hull. Its eyes glowed molten gold, reflecting intelligence and power older than most civilizations. The alien could only stare in disbelief. This was not a companion, it was a force of nature, the true pilot of the ship. The boy tapped into the ship's systems, syncing his commands with the dragon's energy. Shields flared brighter, engines accelerated, and the ship moved with an almost supernatural precision. The alien's weapons fired, but they were nothing against this bond. Each beam was deflected, each missile shredded before it could reach them. You're not just a human, the alien shouted, desperation creeping into its voice. The boy shook his head, a faint smile playing on his lips. No. I'm a pilot. But this, he gestured subtly at the dragon coiled around the ship's core, this is the true master. The alien reeled as the dragon let out a low roar, resonating through space. Energy arcs danced along the hull, forming a barrier that made the alien's attacks ricochet. The dragon ship twisted through space like a living serpent, evading every assault effortlessly. The alien's confidence crumbled. You've been lying, the alien said, voice trembling. All this time, the power you hide. Not hiding, the boy corrected. Waiting. For the right moment. The ship surged, latching onto the dragon's energy. Lights on the console pulsed in sync with the dragon's heartbeat. The alien realized then that no weapons, no tactics, no cunning could match this. The dragon's will was absolute, and the boy was its chosen guide. You cannot control it, the boy continued. It will not serve anyone but its true master. And we are its master. With a final pulse from the dragon, the ship released a shockwave that pushed the alien's vessel back, throwing it off balance. Panels sparking, engines screaming, the alien tried to recover, but the advantage was gone. The boy and the dragon moved as one, their bond complete, unstoppable. The alien hung in the void, stunned and trembling. It had glimpsed the true power of the dragon, the secret of the ship, and the connection that made them invincible. The laugh that once mocked them was gone, replaced by fear and awe. The boy's eyes softened as he watched the alien struggle. Go home, he said quietly. Tell your people that some things aren't yours to take. Some powers aren't meant to be understood. The dragon rumbled in agreement, a low, resonant sound that vibrated through the alien ship, leaving a lingering reminder, they were not merely pilots, they were a force the galaxy had forgotten. As the alien faltered and withdrew, the boy and dragon allowed themselves a moment of calm. The chase had revealed the truth, the bond they shared was their ultimate weapon, and the secrets of the dragon ship were now fully awakened. Do you think they'll try again? The boy asked, glancing at the dragon. The dragon's eyes met his, molten gold bright against the dim light. A single nod, subtle but deliberate, confirmed it. Then we'll be ready, the boy said, hands resting lightly on the console. They have no idea what they're up against. In the vast emptiness of space, the dragon ship moved forward, sleek and alive. The bond between boy and dragon hummed with latent energy, a promise of power, mystery, and adventures yet to come. The galaxy had glimpsed only a shadow of what lay within, and the secrets of the dragon ship were far from fully revealed. The alien had learned one truth: nothing could match a dragon and its chosen pilot, working together as one. And the chase was far from over. The alien's vessel lurched violently, thrown off balance by the dragon's pulse of energy. Sparks danced across its hull as engines struggled to stabilize. Somewhere deep in the void, the alien's mind raced, how could a boy and a dragon wield such power? It defied logic, defied the very laws of physics it had relied upon. But there was no time for reflection. The boy gripped the controls, hands steady, eyes focused, as the dragon's wings flexed around the ship's core. Energy cascaded through the hull, a rhythmic pulse that synchronized perfectly with the boy's movements. Together, they were more than a team, they were one entity, a single force of precision, agility, and ancient power. The alien let out a screeching roar, a sound that was part frustration, part fear. Its vessel surged forward, trying to close the distance. Beams of energy streaked across the void, but the dragon ship moved like water, bending and twisting through the path of attack with unnatural grace. Hold on, the boy whispered to the dragon, though it didn't need his command. It already knew what to do. With a sudden, fluid motion, the ship veered sharply, skimming past a field of asteroids. The alien tried to follow, but its vessel clipped a fragment, sending it spiraling. The boy grinned. You've got to be faster than that, he said, voice calm despite the chaos. The dragon's wings beat once, twice, thrumming through the ship with energy that seemed to resonate with the very fabric of space. Lights pulsed across the hull, rippling in patterns that almost felt alive. The alien's senses went haywire. It could not comprehend the combination of speed, power, and instinct guiding the dragon ship. Suddenly, the boy pressed a sequence of controls. Panels along the ship shimmered and shifted, revealing hidden compartments and energy conduits. The alien's attacks barely scratched the surface. The vessel itself seemed to anticipate every move, bending and flexing with a life of its own. Time to disappear, the boy whispered. The dragon's tail lashed once, sending a pulse through the core. The ship surged forward with blinding speed, slipping between asteroids, leaving a trail of distorted light behind. The alien, despite its determination, could not follow. For a moment, silence filled the void. Only the soft hum of the dragon's energy remained, vibrating through the hull. The boy exhaled, a rare moment of calm washing over him. We did it, he said softly. They won't catch us, not today. The dragon rumbled in agreement, eyes glowing a molten gold that reflected both intelligence and amusement. It had always known the ship's true potential, had always guided the boy through the challenges of space. But now, the bond was fully realized. The alien had seen only a shadow of their power, and it would not forget. Do you think they'll return? The boy asked, watching the stars stretch past the viewport. The dragon's wings flexed, a subtle nod indicating the answer, yes. The galaxy rarely let such power go unchallenged. But they were ready. They had trained for this, bonded for this, and now wielded a force that few could even imagine. The boy leaned back in the pilot seat, scanning the void for a safe path. "Let's head for the outer rim," he said. "Somewhere no one will find us, for now." As they navigated past jagged asteroid belts and through pockets of cosmic debris, the ship seemed to hum with awareness, responding to the dragon's slightest movements. The alien had underestimated them, but the galaxy held more secrets, and the dragon ship was ready to face them all. A small planet loomed in the distance, a shadowy crescent against a backdrop of stars. The boy set a course, careful but confident. He knew the alien would lick its wounds and return, but they had time. Time to grow stronger, to uncover the remaining secrets of the dragon ship, to prepare for the battles yet to come. The dragon's low rumble filled the cabin, a sound both soothing and commanding. It was a reminder of everything they had overcome and everything that lay ahead. The boy reached out, brushing his hand along the dragon's scaled snout. "We're not just hiding," he whispered. "We're waiting. Waiting for the right moment to strike, the right moment to reveal ourselves." Outside, the void stretched infinitely. Stars shimmered like distant fires, each one a silent witness to the chase that had unfolded. Somewhere out there, the alien plotted, unaware that the dragon ship was not just a vessel, it was a sentinel, a guardian of secrets older than the galaxy itself. The boy's eyes narrowed, focused on the horizon. "They think this is over," he said, a faint smile on his lips. "But this is just the beginning." The dragon's wings unfurled fully, glowing faintly with energy that pulsed through the ship. Together, they surged toward the shadowy planet, leaving the alien's pursuit far behind, yet aware that it would not be the last challenge. And in that moment, as the stars stretched into streaks of light, a sense of destiny settled over them. The secrets of the dragon ship were theirs, but the galaxy was vast, filled with dangers and mysteries waiting to be unraveled. The boy leaned back, heart steady, eyes on the distant horizon. The dragon coiled around the ship's core, humming with latent power. Together, they were unstoppable, untouchable, and entirely unseen by those who sought to claim them. For now. But the galaxy would soon learn, some forces cannot be controlled. Some ships do not obey commands. And some bonds are unbreakable. The chase had ended, but the legend of the dragon ship had only just begun.